What's up, my friends? Yeah, you're right, Garfield. It is go time right now, my friend. It is go time. What is up, Larry, chat, Kevin? Good to see you. Let's get it, fam. I know it's Thursday. It's time to get to work. Going to drop this link before we get going here. If you end up wanting to try out all of our content, projections, sheets, player pools, player picks, core picks, private lineup building videos, private lineup building articles, strategy notebooks, pre-lock streams. I mean, we had so many different tools. We have projections and everything for FanDuel, DraftKings, Superdraft, Yahoo Sports coming up, Yahoo Fantasy coming up this fall for NFL, an insane amount of stuff, Discord and all that. It is there for you. By all means, you guys can grab that right there in that link that I posted. And please, by all means, have yourself a good time. We try to keep it affordable for everybody and then have top-notch quality projections and tools to use in any way, shape, or form. Whether you're a single entry player, an MME player, cash game, whatever it is, we have equal amount of content for each. So hopefully today you get to see the MME aspect of it, where all of our members actually, as I had showed you there, they all get $20 to use on Fantasy Cruncher, which I am showing you for today's Fantasy Cruncher 1 p.m. lineup rewind stream. So what we have been doing is going over the past, 17 weeks of the DraftKings season, 17 weeks of the FanDuel season. We're on week 13. We're trying to see if we can emulate things we saw during our 2-week lineup study session where we're looking at all the pros, 150 maxing the $40 tournament, $6,000 in play. How did they play? How did the winners do? What type of trends could we find among all of the winners? And then we've taken that and we've gone ahead and tried to make a very, very solid show where we can highlight these things and hopefully all become winners for this upcoming season. So I'm going to talk through exactly what I'm doing here. At this point, I don't think we need to track this on the cheat sheet anymore. I think, honestly, we kind of understand what we're doing at this point. We've done it for so long. Let's go ahead. So what I do is I go ahead and I'm just going to restore all default settings. Everybody's going to get a 100% global cap, user randomness, 0%. Going to remove the tight end position, put on 3 uniques. I don't have any position, team stacks, groups, any of these tabs. Now, my goal, my friends, is to set this up in a way where it's something we can all do quickly and on our own. So here we go. You're seeing me set up these rules saying, well, I do not want any players from the same team to be in the same lineup without the quarterback or opposing quarterback. That stops you from having DJ Moore, Christian McCaffrey, both in the same lineup without having the quarterback Sam Darnold in there, right? So that is a generic rule. Another rule we have there is limit running back to the same team to 1 player. That way we don't end up with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in the same lineup, all right? So those are very generic rules. Now, I'm going to add the stacking rule. We're going to add a quarterback with at least 1 pass catcher and at least 1 opposing pass catcher. Matt Ryan against the Rams. You could have Matt Ryan, Calvin Ridley, or Kyle Pitts would be the wide receiver or tight end maybe. And then the opposite side, you've got Cooper Kupp or Robert Woods would be added to it, or Tyler Higbee, whatever it might be. So these are very generic stacks we are setting this up for. Now, what we found out, and I don't want to bring up the Google Sheet every day. We've done it for, what is this, day 19? We are talking like 20 hours of streaming. So let's go ahead and make sure that we can, Pat King, watching the stream is a perfect way to get ready for my Disney trip. I love this. Let's freaking go, man. Enjoy yourself. What's up, Mike? Good to see you, dude. What's up, CG? Appreciate you talking with me today. We had a great conversation. NFL season is going to be insane for you all. We have so much content. Talked about making some new tools and organizing things a little bit better for y'all. Things you learn after you've been around for an entire year. By the way, in 7 days' time, it'll be official 1 year as a Team RiseOrFall company. So we're going to have to find a way to celebrate that a little bit. We'll see how. We'll figure it out. So I'm setting up the global caps, trying to emulate what we kind of saw successfully. We won $1 million yesterday. That's right. We won the Millie Maker doing this strategy. We won the NFL Rush, the $9 Rush, $22 kickoff. We have been 3 points away from winning those 2 other weeks out of our 12. So, I mean, it's very successful. Yesterday, we had added something I'm going to research today. And CG, you might have missed it, bro, but we ended up hitting a Millie Maker yesterday through our research. I'm excited to try to see if we can figure out exactly how we can emulate that again, all right? So let me check out YouTube real quick, see how we're doing over there. So YouTube, and I have not been going there to see how these streams are coming through. Let's see how they look. Hey, it's looking pretty fresh today. Okay. That does look nice over there. Yeah, I like that. I like that. All right. Let me drop this link in chat for the fam, as I have not posted. I don't think I posted the direct YouTube link, which I had been doing. Let's see here. There we go. That should help out. And there we go. Posted on Twitter as well. Sweet. All right. Good to go. So yesterday we hit the millie. We did. We hit the millie maker by one adjustment. I'm going to show you here in a hot minute. So first, let's just generically crunch these out, see what happens. We need to get... We have full player pool. Yep, we're good to go. Full player pool and everything. All the Garbo players being added. It is what it is. Kind of like it, though. These garbage players get added and we can find success. I think we're going to be set up for a real nice season. What's up, Muddy? Good to see you, man. I was just telling everybody here, we hit the millie maker yesterday. Took that baby down. Week 11, I think. Using our strategy we had on DraftKings. We're applying to FanDuel. It won. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to emulate what I did yesterday as well to see if I can make it happen again today, to be honest. So 189, that's a pretty high score. Let's check these out. Hey, look at this. The kickoff is analyzed available. Oh, man, let's try this out. 37 lineups cash. Meh. Took a fat L. 189. 212 was the high score. All right. I like that we can see it. Let's do it. So now let's do the 4-player stacks. Be 2 from the same team. Let's try it this way. And then the last one we're going to do is we're going to set it up how we did yesterday. Because I honestly want to see if we can win. What's up, Porter? When you checked out yesterday, earlier, we ended up hitting the millie maker with the strategy I'm going to show people in like 30 seconds. So I'm excited. I'm excited. It was at the end of the stream, too. It was crazy. I'm glad you're streaming to YouTube so I can listen and build MLB lines at the same time. I love that. Yeah, you can pop open that YouTube app on your phone. You're good to go. Yes. I forgot that is what's up today. We had MLB at what, like 110, something like that. Okay, so check this out. Now, what we're going to do, sorting by ownership, all we did is we were targeting the quarterbacks that were, I mean, what, did he not play? This must have been a week 13 is not even in there. We're targeting quarterbacks that are like more volatile, and we're trying to take like Detroit against Trubisky, right? So, no, were we targeting Kirk Cousins? Not really. He doesn't turn the ball over. Deshaun Watson? Not really. He played like an MVP last year. Russell Wilson? No, not turnover friendly. Does not get, Rodgers does not get sacked, does not turn over the ball. Trubisky? Yeah, we're going to target him. So we're going to click only to Detroit defense. We're targeting Tannehill? No. Herbert? No. Murray? No. Goff? Yes. So we'll use Detroit, Arizona. We talked about it yesterday. Carr, we thought maybe it wasn't the best choice. Houston against Rivers. So let's do those. Let's do those guys. All right. So we have Detroit, Arizona, Houston, so Cardinals, Lions, Texans. All right. So basically, we did it 2 ways, actually, because we also did a second test where we removed all defenses over $4,000. So what we're trying to do here, my friend, is how to leverage public perception. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. What I'm trying to do here is like, be a little bit heavier on my exposure to certain players or certain spots where I feel like I'm leveraging the ownership of the field. So I want to use defenses against higher owned quarterbacks who are maybe volatile. It's not working for this week, and that's fine. I'm glad we're researching it. That's part of the reason why we're doing this. Did not work. Now, next thing I want to do is remove everyone over $4,000 at the defense position. We're going to crunch. And give me a second. Let me put everybody on a lower cap. We're just trying to spread out our exposure at certain spots, and we're trying to be a little bit heavier at others. All right, so when you get the chance, can you explain the phrase leverage public perception? So basically, you could say like leverage public opinion. So let's say Garfield, Muddy, John, Mike, Pat Kingpin, they all believe that Christian McCaffrey is going to explode this week for X, Y, and Z, whatever. Real tough, hot take, right? You can leverage that opinion by multiple ways. Number one, you could use the passing game instead of Christian McCaffrey. So you use Sam Darnold with Dan Arnold and DJ Moore, right? And you're saying, for whatever reason, McCaffrey does not have a good game. And if he does not, you ask yourself this question. If Christian McCaffrey does not have a good game, what could have happened that led to that? Well, you could use the opposing defense. Maybe had a great game. You could say that McCaffrey got stuffed or the passing game was on fire. So you target the passing options. Inherently, if CMC is going to be super chalk or super high owned, you're leveraging public perception, leveraging public ownership, public opinion, whatever you want to say, by using the what if scenarios, like what if he doesn't succeed? How does that happen? And you're just game theorizing. Well, the passing game went great, or the defense against him was phenomenal. So you use the opposing defense. Does that make sense? So basically, just what is the public doing? And then how can you take advantage of that? So this did not work in this week. It is what it is. One of the other things we did target or try out also was setting up these large 5-player stacks when we did this. So this is the last thing. And this specific one I'm showing you right now is when the milli hit. This one. So we'll see. You know, it takes a little bit, takes a stroke of luck here, honestly, when you're talking about these massive tournaments. You're welcome, man. Happy to help. I love questions like that. I'd love strategy talk. I could do that all day. So we're just hoping for one lineup to have that perfect combination, honestly. And this is going to be a standard MME week. MMEing is massive swings. You get a big week where you win a ton. You have a couple bad weeks where you'll lose a bunch, and so on and so forth. That's DFS in a nutshell. That's GPPs in a nutshell, and that's definitely MME in a nutshell. What's up, man? Yeah, yesterday we did a 5-player stack, and all we did was target the garbage quarterbacks that were higher owned, and we hit the milli maker in week 11. So basically what I'm trying to do is that. I want to find a way to do that again. So let me see if I can look at this one more time. I mean, what if you just targeted like here's another way. Like, what if we just targeted the bottom 5 teams, Vegas totals? You know, like I'm just so interested in this stuff, right? So now all we're doing is using the defenses against teams with the lowest Vegas implied totals. I have 20% global cap on each, and then I'm crunching out 5-player stacks. And I'm hoping one of my 5-player stacks just goes bonkers, and I can get the right combination. You know, like there's so many different strategies I want to try out. What's up, Real King? Good to see you. What's up, Beastie? Well, this is the beauty of being able to use Fantasy Cruncher. We can test all these theories out every single week. 13 weeks of this. Got to be able to see what has worked in the past to be able to try things going forward. I don't want to like dry run this stuff in week 1, right? Like I want to have studied this for 17 weeks of a season before we try this out in week 1 with actual money in play. 5-player stacks are just getting mauled right now. They're just getting mauled, and that is with the bottom 5. Is what it is. Let's move on to week 14, see if we can make it happen. All right, adding all players back in. me go set everything up real quick. So much quicker now that I've done this so many times. All right, we got our limit rule in here. Limit rule in here. All right, here we go. Let's work our way backwards now. We'll go our 5-player stacks to begin, just to keep it fresh. All right, so we got our 5-player stack set up. Let me go to running back, wide receiver. And again, these positions, y'all can decide what your global cap exposure is going to be. Totally up to you. The research we've done is just an arbitrary number I chose because we needed a starting point. That was legitimately it. Take the locks off there. All right, now, I mean, this is the lowest 5, all right? Okay, hold on. So quarterbacks, let's take a look at the ownerships. All right, so no, we're not targeting any of these guys. Trubisky, we could target with Houston maybe. Bridgewater against Denver. Maybe Matt Ryan against Chargers. Stafford against Green Bay, we talked about a lot. Right? So we got against Carr, Ryan against Daniel Jones. Again, we're just targeting the more volatile quarterbacks. Broncos against Bridgewater. He was all right. Houston, Washington. Who was quarterbacking last year? 49ers should probably be in play. Cincinnati's quarterbacks sucked towards the end of the year. Like, I just want to figure this out. There's got to be a way to figure this out. Phillip Rivers. No, not Phillip Rivers. Herbert was good. Matt Stafford sucked. Got sacked a ton. Definitely going against Denver. I mean, this is it. This is literally just find the matchup against the worst quarterbacks. I think they had Nick Foles at the end of the year. One of them matched up against him. Football team against San Fran. Yeah, they were struggling. All right, there we go. So all I did is literally I'm trying to pick the matchups against the crummy quarterbacks, and let's let this bad boy rip. I have no clue. I have no clue. I'm very intrigued, though. Yeah, can I research more? The kickoff again. Let's freaking do it. And the bomb is here. You need a 194, 198. Look at that. Okay, let's do them both. The heck. Whatever. I like this. I like this a lot. Let's do some 5 players. Again, very generic stack setups. I mean, we got garbage players like Chad Hansen in here. Do we want these players in here? Not really. But that's okay. We're going to let it run. Noah Fant? He must have got hurt. I mean, we're using defenses against the more volatile quarterbacks in the NFL. What a groundbreaking thought, right? It seems too easy, but how many people get cute and waste 20 lineups on targeting, Russell Wilson? Okay, well, he'll throw an interception 1 out of every 2 games. Like, what type of upside do you have? Target the guys who are going to throw interceptions, pick 6, get sacked a bunch. So we're not getting a runner. We're not getting a runner lineup right now, unfortunately. I was hoping for one lineup just to take off, right? Doesn't look like we have it. One other thing we were doing was just using the best projected quarterbacks. We can try that as well. We'll give them 34% each. And then we'll go down and we'll do 4-player stacks and 3-player stacks next. So this may or may not work. It might be worse. Man, I've been so uncomfortable in my chair. I got to get a new chair. Appreciate you all over there dropping the likes and all that stuff today. That was very, very kind of you. Didn't even really say anything today. And I see them all over there on YouTube. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right, let's do four. Let's do 4-player. We'll go same team. Opposing team will be 1. 4-player stacks. Let's let it rip. My favorite is 3 players right now on FanDuel, but we'll see how the 4-player does. Been a little bit bigger fan of 3 players on both sites. I'm not there mentally right now, Garfield. One thing at a time for me, baby. So this is nice. Looks like 4-player works out a little bit better than the 5-player game stacks. You know, you get more flexibility in your lineup creation. This is week 14. That's not bad. I mean, I'd be happy with that type of profit. 97 lineups cashing. We just didn't get that like one running lineup. That one lineup that took off. For whatever reason, we're just not getting it. Let's see here. 3-player stacks next. And this is my favorite, my personal favorite right now, based on the results we're seeing. So let's see how this turns out. Come on, give us a runner. We want one lineup. Just take off, man. Give us that perfect combination. We want the nuts build. I'm staring right up here at this net profit. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a small profit. Nothing to write home about. We'll take it. Certainly we'll take it. Okay, now we're kicking. Now we're cooking a little bit. Not bad. Not bad. Let's try week 15. We're motoring at this point. One thing at a time here. 1 week at a time. Just putting in our effort. It's not sexy, but somebody's got to do it. Got to be on the lookout for the emails that start on Monday as well. I'll have the links for the private underdog leagues. So we'll go to 5-player stacks to start. Those will be in those emails, so be on the lookout. Make sure your emails are not going to your spam folders. You're going to want to have those. You can search like DFSnDonuts, teamriseorfall, get them out of your spam. And I'll be doing like a very light explanation of all our findings over the last 19 days of research on Fantasy Cruncher here. Hold on, defenses. You know, again, just look at the teams who are against the worst quarterbacks and just let it rip. It's probably the best idea. Against Stafford. Definitely against the Eagles. Dolphins. Against New England. Patriots against Dolphins. Seahawks, yes. Jacksonville, yes. Jets. Okay, I think I got all the crummy ones. Yep, there we go. All right. And let's see if these are actually, if the contests are in there too. Main slate. Oh, nice. We have some. I like this. Looks like Dave was putting a few in here. Oh, we don't have a 150 max though. Well, that's going to be a top-heavy tournament. That's pretty tough. $250 entry. 150 max. Let's look at that for the funsies. Watch how much money this is going to lose. This is a very top-heavy tournament. Only 19% of the entire field cashes. That's craziness. Says something to how well this process seems to work when 1,500 is, I mean, it's profit. Yeah, I know. I know. Listen, man, when you win a Millie Maker 3 weeks ago, like, are you sitting here a couple weeks later and you're like, well, it's $1,500 bucks? Like, I don't think you even like bat an eye. You win 1,500 profit, like it's nothing, right? Like you already won $1 million. Like you look at 1,500, you're like, okay, well, I guess it was a good week. I guess it was a good week. What's up, man? Bills Mafia. Appreciate you. Trent, thank you very much, dude. Appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, you're playing with, like, we're talking $1 million of house money at this point. So when you see some bad weeks, like, who cares? Honestly, like, who cares? There is so much money won at this point. They just shoot for the stars every week. Let's look at 4 players. I think my man Real King's got some bullets into this, baby. This is a tough tournament. $250, only 19% cash as opposed to like 24% for the kickoff and the $9 NFL rush. $1, whatever that's called, squib, 150 max. Like a lot more lineups cash out. It's crazy to me when you look at these fees being in play too. Like this is what some people are playing. That's crazy. Like you better bank something. There's the 3 players. 3-player stacks minimum. Having 60% ownership to Cam Akers, who got hurt, not good, as I'm seeing that now, and James Robinson. So 2 of our top 3 owned players are getting injured. I didn't even really realize that when I was crunching these out. 4 tickets, spend $35. Not bad, my man. That'll be fun. I show you guys all the stuff that is coming up for the NFL season. Have I shown you this? Oh my gosh, I can't freaking wait. Oh, this is pretty tight. So we have NFL, we have Yahoo projections, sheets, picks, cores, player pools, articles. We're going to have strategy notebook stuff like the Yahoo DFS product at teamriseorfall.com taking a massive step forward this year, taking a massive step forward. One of the things I'm excited about for this season, honestly, just adding Yahoo and a lot of it to the site. Let me see. I thought we had a photo posted yesterday somewhere. There it is. Look at this. This is our NFL content. So your $29 a month gets this, and every single sport is included. This is just NFL. Like, this is crazy. Yeah, Yahoo News was massive. Yahoo News was massive, dude. Do we have a lot of members that play Yahoo? Yeah, we do. Crazy amounts. Asking for a lot of stuff last year, too. We just didn't have the manpower. I mean, it was literally our first month as a company, Yahoo. So it was hard to add like Yahoo and stuff like that. It's great you're adding Yahoo. Hardly anyone covers it. I know. We're going to be all over it. It's a fair point, Larry. Maybe we'll have a little bit of a corner your market moment. Who knows? We could use one of those. We could use one of those. Dang, there you go. All right, what else can we try? Top 3 projected quarterbacks, maybe. 34% each. Just looks so hard to overcome the Akers and James Robinson. Like, that is very difficult. They are in so many lineups. They're just in so many lineups. Look at this. That's rough. Let's check week 16. Cover the top spot on Yahoo, like 450 binks across multiple sports. Yeah, man. You've been talking about Yahoo since I met you. Let me set this up real quick. There we go. And this off. Position stacks. Let me put in our limit rules. Stack roll. Let's do 3 players and work our way up. We'll go the opposite direction. Keep it fresh. Keep you on your toes. Need to make sure and remember, y'all need to be making lineup building groups. I am not setting up lineup building groups right now for this stuff. They are crucial in NFL. They are crucial. You're not going to want 40 Patrick Mahomes stacks with DeMarcus Robinson, right? Which might get jammed in there if the value is high enough between the stack. So when you're making your lineup building groups, you'll be having, for sure, you're going to want to make sure either Travis Kelce or Tyreek Hill are in every single Patrick Mahomes stack. You don't want it to be Mahomes with DeMarcus Robinson and Byron Pringle, which we are getting on some of these crunches right now. Garbage stacks. Like, you have to set up lineup building groups. You need to avoid the trash stacks, which you will get if you do not take advantage of the lineup building groups. I just want to make that so evident. I don't want to keep saying it daily. And anybody who turned into this stream today, they're like, well, those 2 weeks got shredded. Well, yeah, because I don't have lineup building groups. We're just trying to see if we can find a runner. You probably don't want your running backs to be in there with your quarterbacks for most of your stacks. You'll probably want to make sure that they're not in there together. So take control of whatever these are. Let's see. Can we look at any? Nope. $9 rush. High score is a 179. Sort lineups. 156. Getting up there. Not too shabby. Let's do 4-player now. Man, I like not tracking it, though. Yeah, Nova, what's up, man? So what we're looking at right now is 2020 NFL data. NFL DFS for 2020. What we're trying each week is strategies that we saw. We're basically back testing strategies we saw winners using, or at least the result of winners in the 2020 season, and we're trying to emulate it. We're just trying to recreate it. Look at this. We're 9 points off from first place doing 4-player stacks. It got better. Let's do 5-player stacks. So that's all our goal is right now. Don't include running backs? Yeah, no, they're not included. They're not. They're just organically sliding in there. Like, the stack is Watson with wide receiver, tight end. So David Johnson being in this lineup, Porter, it just organically happened. Make sense? Because I don't have a limit rule that says, like, quarterbacks include exactly 0 running backs in their stacks. So let's see. 4-player stack got at 170, kind of 5-man stack. Get close to the 179 to win the NFL rush. We'll see. We have 2 finishes that were within 3 points of the winning. We won a Millie Maker 1 week, smashed the rush, the kickoff that won everything. $100,000 bank every single contest. We're just trying to get another one. I can't imagine how much money the season would be. 169 points, not bad. So close. 5-player stacks. All right, let me think here. So let's do the defense thing. We're going against Jacksonville, against the Jets, against Denver. Cowboys against Philly, yes. We'll target Chicago. Mayfield. We'll target Washington. Target Daniel Jones. Target Jared Goff. Target Rivers. Definitely target Bengals. We'll target them. All right, so let's let it rip. So we just took some of the exposure away from some of the garbage, right? Like, do we need to be targeting defense against, rookie of the year, defense against Deshaun Watson? I don't know. Let's just try. Just a few more lineups that are just a little bit better made. And that's the goal. Just more opportunities to scream to the top here. Look at this. Second lineup made was a 169.66. That's cool. And we'll work our way backwards. We'll do 4 and 3 next. What are your thoughts on game stacks or even using a 4-player stack and bringing on 1 player from the other team? Yeah, so right now we're doing 5-player stacks. We're just strategizing each one. We're doing 5-player game stacks. That means it's like Deshaun Watson with Kiki Cootie, Brandon Cooks. So those are his 2 pass catchers against 2 pass catchers, AJ Green and T. Higgins on the other side. So you'll have 4 pass catchers and a quarterback. That's what we're asking for minimum. That is a game stack, and that's what we're strategizing. That's what we're researching right now, I should say. My personal favorite is going to be whatever the winners showed us when we were looking at our Excel sheet. So DraftKings, I'm a little bit more favorable to 3-player stacks on DraftKings this year. FanDuel looks like 3 players are a little bit better, but I think the 4-player one is getting some very high hits for what it's worth lately. The Millie Maker win week was a 3-player stack week. I don't know why that is. You would think more correlation, but I tell you, 3-player stacks, maybe they just leave a lot of flexibility in the lineup for your projections to kind of, fill in the holes without so much bias involved. Yeah, I wish we could see the money. So the last few weeks we did kind of crummy. And then the 1 week where we're 9 points away from first place, I can't review it. It's a bummer. 170, got even closer. And let's do 3 players. Last one, then we're moving on to the last week of the season. We could be done. Done with Rewind. Lineup study and lineup rewind, 3 weeks. It's a long series. I don't know about you. I got fatigued. Legit got fatigued by the end of it. We have just been looking at so many Excel sheets and so much rewind, so much lineup study. It's like data. My eyes just taking a beating. I mean, we got Terry McLaurin in here for 41 lineups, and he didn't even play. This is what I'm saying. Like, that's going to ruin things, right? Like, you're not going to get the best lineups you can. Not a lot of them. Let's take him out. I wish I had seen that. It changes everything. Like Jarvis Landry, same thing. And this is the problem with going back through and doing this stuff. With full player pool, not having lineup building groups, you get guys in here with injuries. But I feel so much more ready for week 1, though. Yes. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. It was a long series. I mean, we started July 30th or something, right? 29th. And then we have gone all the way until August 19th looking at so many different strategies. Oh, man. But I, too, feel more prepared for this season. I'm right there with you. 159. Last week, here we go. Oh, big celebration moment. I find it so hard to get myself to stack 4, much less 5. Feels like asking too much from one team. I probably would never go out of my way to do that. Like 3 from one team's great. No more is needed. I don't think you're in the wrong there. If the 3-player stack always QB, is the 3-player stack always QB, pass catcher, opposing pass catcher? Yes, that's a 3-man. You could do, I mean, that's a team stack. So if you did like Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, that's a 3-player team stack. Generally, when people are talking about 3-player stacks, though, it's this setup, the first one you mentioned, where you're saying, you know, QB, pass catcher, opposing pass catcher. I got to upload our projections real quick for week 17. Let me grab our old study hub. You should see my downloads. I have so many CSV files. I can't even find what I need. Old study hub. You guys would freaking love this. All this data, you data junkies. You data junkies. You love this stuff. You get lost in the NFL study hub, just looking at all sorts of data. That's fun for a lot of people, though. So we might run into a bunch of issues here with all these injured players in week 17 being included. 15-game slate. I mean, we'll see how this goes. I'm not gonna. If I have to like remove so many different people, I'm not even gonna bother. Set this up one last time. Ah, felt good. I'm done. Oh, thank goodness. All right, so winning lineup 246. These are astronomical scores. Look at this scores. A 246. I mean, chalk just exploded. Holy smokes. Playoff rest included. Yeah, I mean, I'm just uploading raw projections. We'll see what happens. I'm terrible at setting up the limit rules where I pick the stacks, or I pick what stacks I want to include my running backs in stacks. I mean, do you remember our stack tool last year, Aaron? Did you use that? We have a stack tool that shows the best stacks for every single quarterback. So if you're like, what are the best stacks this week with Kirk Cousins, you know, and then one of the running backs ends up being in there, well, then go ahead. Include them that time. I really need to better utilize the Fantasy Crunch tools, customize what I want. I really just let it pump out lineups for me last year. I tell you what, man. So I think we can help you. Like, that is what teamriseorfall.com does. I don't know if you're a current member or not, but we have tutorial after tutorial for how to use this stuff. And we have Discord where we have full conversations. Holy smokes. We had a 232. What was the winning? Is that close to the winning score? It is. Holy smokes. The rush was a 246. The bomb, 237. Let's do bigger stacks. Can you imagine going out like this to end the season? Just smashing. Stacks tool is money. Thank you, Cryptic Wolf. Yeah, we think so too. We love it. We'll help you, Aaron Toller. I think you got to check out the Stacks tool. Trent, I think check out the website. Oops. Just posted all sorts of old projections. Oh my gosh. Spammed chat. Let me put this here. Well, that's going to be weird. There's a subscribe. That'll help. If you need to check out the subscribe page, that's where you're going to get all your stuff for FC. Help you out. Man, I would love for week 17 to just go out on a high note for us. Just cap out. I mean, literally, had you just done some of these bare bones strategies without any lineup building groups, I mean, we're talking over $1 million profit at the end of the year. Like, that's what we all missed out on. That's crazy to me. Darwin Thompson, week 17, explosion. 214, much lower. 4-player stack, much lower. How funny is that? We asked for more correlation. The lineups got worse. 3-player stack went nuclear. Here's 5-player stacks. Let's let it rip. Real King says, if I were to sum up all this research, it would be what we found is an excellent foundation. Just use the projections. I agree. Take this, include group building, correct. Pool limiting, abso-freaking-lutely. You do not want to include all the players like I showed you in this. All players were included, and we should print money this year. And I agree, man. I think that's a really good recap of really what this last 20 days have been. Because we've left the entire player pool. We have not used groups. We used just the raw projections. And all we did was crunch using certain setups for what we asked FC to spit out. And we won the Millie Maker. We won the Rush the 1 week. And then 2 other weeks out of the 17, we had a score that was 3 points from winning the Rush, the 444, the $3 snap. Like, crazy to me. Can you imagine? Can you imagine doing this little all season and being over $1 million profit? Like, I can't even fathom it. And it's crazy to me knowing that all we had to do last year was that. All we had to do last year was that. And we would have been $1 million. Any one of us could have won over $1 million. Like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. And it makes me want to do it this year, of course. But I mean, when the time comes and it's time to build lineups, will I get in my own way again? I don't know. I want to say I won't. But there you go, Cryptic. Yeah, I agree. It's the little extra effort to get you to the top, right? So look at that. So as soon as we went super high correlation 4- and 5-man stacks, lineups turned to mush. The 3-player stack. FanDuel, what is it about these 3-player stacks? I mean, DraftKings, honestly, too. I mean, it would be impossible to figure out which quarterbacks to use, too. Or which defenses to use. Wow, look at our projections. So our 3 highest values on the slate: Ty Montgomery, a 3.0, Madison, a 2.8, Cousins, a 2.7. Look at their scores. 11 for T-Mont at 4.5 points. That's pretty good. Madison, 28 points. Scored 28 points. Our second highest projected, 5K. Kirk Cousins, 7.7. Third best value. Scored 34. It's amazing. And, like, look at this chunk. Like, our projections are just so freaking good. Darwin Thompson at a 2.3, above a 2. That's solid. Ended up being the best value. Madison, a 2.8, was our second best. He ended up being the second best value. We had Marvin Jones over a 2. He was the third best value. And the exposure you get to these guys because of the projections. I can't wait for this year. I mean, honestly, I really hope I just don't get in my own way. I really don't. I'm not the only person last year that tweaked so much stuff that I I did not end up with that exposure. You know, like I did not end up with that type of exposure. I did not win $1 million last year. Won 40K. It was a good year. Knowing I left that much money on the table simply by doing less manipulation is both exciting for 2021, but also like disappointing to some extent that like I did not allow myself to be in a position to win more. I don't know. With FanDuel being so touchdown dependent, the larger stack, the harder it is to fully realize value. Yeah, I agree. You need a QB to throw 3 touchdowns, and you need those guys you stacked in there to both catch them. And it just, how often do we see Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley both eat, right? So a large game stack is only going to work if there's a shootout. Because let's say they're playing the Panthers, right? You need Ridley, you need Julio, you need DJ Moore, and you need who's the other one? Robbie Anderson. Like you need all 4 of them to score touchdowns. Large game stacks, that just ain't it. Not a big fan. I'm down this year with ROF. Need to play smart, be informed, embrace the risk, reap the bennies. Yeah, fortune favors the bold. The late swapping to get an edge and crazy theories that I'll reserve for my own building. Don't want to cause any confusion. Keeping it simple with groups and projections will serve the fan. I mean, honestly, that's all you need. Solid lineup building group, solid projections, and then just pay attention to where the ownership is. Leverage public perception. Where's the public going? How can you leverage what the public is doing? Most of the time last year, I did 3-man stacks, would use 4 in specific occasions like Rodgers with Adams and Tunyon. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, hopefully we can all find a solid way to go. So tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a special NFL player prop stream at 1 o'clock. That's going to be fun. You better freaking believe it. NFL player props stream. Okay? NFL player props stream. Be here at 1 o'clock. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. And then we're going to have, what else do we have? Then on Monday, we're starting a new series, which I'll talk about tomorrow. Don't want to talk about that today. I'm too tired. I'm tired, my friends. Slept like crap. Low energy. High T. High T, but low energy. Trying to think what else I have. We have the email, the newsletter that starts on Monday with the lineup building, with the private leagues for Underdog. You're going to want that. I don't know. That's about it. Hope you all back at 1 o'clock tomorrow. NFL player props. There is a place for those in DFS, place for those in sports betting, place for those for you guys to use that stuff in building your lineups. I think that's it. It's all the stuff I needed to cover today. Appreciate y'all. 19-day series. It was tiring. I'm fatigued. I'll see you at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Be back for the player prop stream. Have a good day, my friends. See you on the inside.